The number is 07000 But I'm going to read this one. This one is coming from Gideon from K2. Gideon says, continue the wedding. Don't wait for your sister. Your boyfriend might find another person, thereby making the matter worse. And that's coming from Gideon from K2. Okay. Hello, good evening. Mr. Darlington, good evening. How are you today? Thank you for calling. Mr. Darlington. I'm not a, I believe so. Hmm. 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 Okay, Mr. Darlington, what's your advice at this point? Hmm. Hmm. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Darlington. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can feel Mr. Darlington's wrath from here. He's basically saying, I really do not understand where this is even coming from in the first place. I mean, why would a tradition say the older ones to get married before the younger ones? He's basically saying this tradition was made by people and can be broken by people. So it can evolve, and this should not be the reason why these two ladies will not get married, particularly the younger one, Tara herself, right now. So I understand where Mr. Darlington is coming from, but when something is tradition, do you want to mess with that? I really don't know. What do you think? Hello, good evening. Good evening. Please, I need you to be louder. First time caller, thank you for calling. Favor from Ejibo, right? Hello? Hello, are you there? Your network is not so good. Your network is not so good. Please call back. Please call back if you can so that we can hear you very clearly and everything will be just fine. All right. Thank you very much for calling. Please call back if you can. The number to call is 07000 What are your thoughts tonight concerning this story of Tara? Now, this is another message saying it's difficult to do away with family tradition, but I think there should be a good reason a 2 year relationship didn't work out. I think they also need to, hmm, okay, I think this is trying to say they also need to tell the sister, oh, I really don't understand what that message is saying. So I'll take this call. Hello, good evening. Hello, hello, good evening. Okay, please call back if you can. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, are you there? Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, thank you very much. Your network is much better in our favor. Please go ahead. Hmm. Okay, thank you very much, Favor. Favor says, don't say such. Get married immediately, please. Your parents are not God. They did not make that culture by themselves. So there is no reason why you should be expected to tie your life to that culture. That's basically what they're saying. Interesting, interesting thoughts tonight. This is another one coming in. Again, you're not putting your names and location. Continue with your wedding. Old traditions don't pass away now. In the 21st century we do. All right. Interesting points of views. And I'm looking at it like, okay, this is actually interesting. Why? Because I don't know now that the parents are looking at Tara and they're telling her that maybe you should wait for your sister to heal before you can start planning your wedding. Now, this healing now, are they saying she should heal from the heartbreak or heal from the heartbreak and get into a relationship? Because it's not the same thing. If she needs to heal from the heartbreak, then that's fine. Though that would take some time depending on how much she's hurting, depending on how much she's hurting. And then the other point about waiting for another relationship or waiting to get into another relationship. I know that after person don't chop this kind hot breakfast, it take before they enter another one. Oh, it take. Oh. So is this what the parents want for Tara? Hmm. All right. This is still Women Radio 91.7, and this is still Adult Conversations.
We are Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families. My children are surprises. Adane buys my favorite 3 crowns milk regularly. That one makes it rain with monthly upkeep. I really plan to take me to Dubai someday soon, so I can see Burj Khalifa and other fine places.
With your mom, a trip to Dubai. Buy 3 crowns milk products worth 2,000 naira. Write a note to say thank you to your mom. Post it on www.3crowns.com.ng and she could be one of the lucky winners to Dubai. Terms and conditions apply. 3 crowns milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
2023 general election don't come home. Time don't come to move Nigeria forward with our votes. Make we join hands together and vote for better candidates. Candidates wey no dey use women play. Candidates wey carry woman matter for head. Women o, make una get una permanent voters card, PVC. Make we vote better. Na Voice of Women Empowerment Foundation and Women Radio 91.7 bring una this message. Na Women Radio 91.7. Anyị jikọrọ ihe, anyị na-achọkwu. Na Women Radio 91.7. Anyị jikọrọ ihe, anyị na-achọkwa ụzọ anyị ga-esi karịa oke nso mee ka anyị jipụta otu ndị redio ụmụ nwanyị ijikọ gị na ụmụ nwanyị ndị ọzọ nọ na steeti 36 n'obodo Naijiria. Ị bụ onye ahịa, onye nwere ebe ị na-arụ, nwa akwụkwọ, onye ezumike nka, nne nọ n'ụlọ elekọta ụmụaka maọbụ onye ọrụ ugbo. Otu redio ụmụ nwanyị ji maka gị wee pụta. Ịbanye aha na WFM917.com. Ị nwekwara ike isonyere otu ndị redio ụmụ nwanyị na Facebook. Ndị so anyị ga-erite uru. Anyị ga-akwalite ahịa ha na-azụ na Women Radio. Ị ga-enwetakwa ezigbo nrụrịta uru dị iche iche. Budata ngwa mkpanaka anyị ka ị gee anyị ntị ebe ọ bụla ị nọ. Ndị otu redio ụmụ nwanyị na-ejikọ gị na ụmụ nwanyị ndị ọzọ. The big question.
Corruption is in fact is increasing more. We never had a snake and whether Saturn and swallowing more.
Why? Everything has been clear. Conversation of controversial.
That song originally was not supposed to be.
The big question.
Mondays to Fridays, 12:05 p.m.
On your Women Radio WFM 91.7. Little Arena. Time for us to know those who have good regular condition.
To a large extent, religious institutions in Nigeria have failed in enforcing the law, in ensuring that members are safe.
Over 180 million people, one country, one capital, 26 states, 469 national assemblies, 774 local government areas. This is Nigeria. All issues are political games, and we are the players. Little Arena.
Wednesdays, 11:30 a.m.
On Women Radio, on WFM 91.7. Political arena, politicking at all levels. I feel that there's some sort of lack of professionalism in this because we're talking about 100 lives. Government has also put in place a structure to make it look like what they have in mind. How do we stop crime in the society? Because at the end of the day, if a man cannot provide for his wife anymore, he looks for other means. Because we should address Nigeria problem. This is Panorama.
Mondays through Fridays from 9 to 5 a.m.
And WFM 91.7 will bring you ladies from across Nigeria's political zones, dissecting, discussing, and disagreeing on topical issues of the day. You too can join the conversation by tweeting us at WFM 917 with the hashtag Panorama. WFM 91.7, the voice of women.
Hello, good evening. Hello. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Darlington. Thank you for that. Okay, I don't know whether they did copy it. I don't know where they got that idea from. But Tara says that's their tradition in their family. And we're not to judge that. We're not to criticize that. We can criticize it, but we can't judge it because we don't belong in that tradition. We don't know the mindset behind it. We don't really understand what it entails, basically. Again, because we're not believers in that same tradition. So that is that basically. And moving on, it's a bit confusing that this is even happening in today's world. It's very confusing that this is happening in today's world. I mean, you know that this person is married. So Tara is 4 years younger than her elder sister. So Tara would be about 27 years old. 27, yes, 27 years old. And she too is right about the age of marriage. Her sister is about the age of marriage. She's also about the age of marriage. And she said she and her boyfriend have been ready to get married since last year. But they've been waiting for their sister's wedding to hold first. And then they start planning their own wedding. Since, of course, the older sister should marry first. So basically, everything has been going on according to plan until this. And this is definitely going to hit Tara in a really bad way because her sister is depressed and horribly heartbroken. So I don't know how long this kind of healing will take. And depending on when she heals, then I don't. Would this now be that okay? She will heal first, and then you can get married, or she'll heal first, and then have to enter into a relationship before you get married? This is completely it's mind-boggling just the thought of it. And I'm over here wondering, how now? How are we living this kind of life? Because I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to start to address this. But I'm really hoping that you can help with that. So, what are your thoughts concerning this story? This story is basically stemming from the tradition that exists in Tara's family that the older girls should marry before the younger girls. In a lot of families, actually, for being very honest, in a lot of families, it's like an unspoken tradition that the older girls should marry first. Or at least the older girls will be preferred to be married first, to be married first. So a lot of people always wanted that their older children should marry before their younger children. Only maybe with the exception of boys because they are older and they haven't made much money, or because they think they can marry with little money and they think they have to hammer and make $1 billion like Bill Gates before they marry. Except cases like that. But a lot of times in a lot of families, mothers and fathers usually want their older children, their older girls, to be married off first. But that's not a tradition. It's just like an expectation, what you would prefer, what you would desire. But in Tara's family, it's not a desire. It's not an expectation. It's tradition, meaning now so we don't do and since and we go still do it like that. And this is hitting Tara not in the best of ways right now because now she's suffering for this. Her boyfriend, who has been ready since last year, is will now be at that point and literally not know what to do. You can't go forward, you can't go backwards. And she could lose this boy. She could lose this man in her life because of what has become of her sister. Now, if this is to change, what is to happen? And what has to happen for the parents to understand that this needs to change? Because Tara's sister, honestly, I don't even know how she's going to do it, but it wouldn't be easy to just bounce back off of a heartbreak from a 2 year relationship. It's not going to be easy. It's really not. So, what is the advice to Tara? She's saying, I don't know what to do. My boyfriend's already complaining, and my sister is talking about not getting into any relationship anytime soon when she heals. And my parents are, on the other hand, telling me, oh, you have to please wait for your sister to heal before you start planning your wedding. Are you saying let her heal before we start planning, or let her heal and get into another relationship and get married before we start planning? What exactly are you saying, mommy? What exactly are you saying, daddy? Can you be more explicit? Huh. Because this matter will away with the answer, no be small one, no be small one. I wanna take say girl. 070917917 is the number to call. Hello, good evening. Okay. Tara is the last one. There are three. There are three in their family. There are three. There are three girls in their family. The last person, the last child in the family is a boy. So there are three, and their elder sister is married, followed by this one that was supposed to marry, and then Tara. Tara is the last girl before their younger brother. Well, that's the tradition. So I'm not really sure what the details are, but the tradition is that the older girls should marry first. So I don't know whether the parents would have arranged a marriage for her or whether she would have been introduced to different people. I don't know what it would have taken, but that's not the case right now. Okay, so this is precisely what I was saying, Mr. Darlington. I don't know if you tuned in when I was saying this. I was literally talking about the fact that it's something that every parent desires, that their older girls should marry before their younger girls, not because there's any attachment to it. Hold on. Most parents don't want to see their older girls at home when their younger ones are married. It's not that they'll force them. Hold on now, Mr. Darlington, hold. And that's okay, but it doesn't mean that it will make their parents happy. That's my point. So what where I'm going with this is, it might not necessarily promote goodwill or do anything, but it is the secret desire of every parent to a large extent, or let me say most parents, to see that their older girls are married first before their younger ones. Now, if the younger ones get married first, that's also fine. But if you ask them, they would prefer that the older ones be married first. So I'm not saying that it's tradition everywhere. I'm just saying that every parent, to a large extent, would want that. So I don't know why this one now is a tradition here. I can't define that. I can't speak to that because I don't know where it's coming from. Thank you very much, Mr. Darlington. Thank you for calling. 07000 is the number to call. What are your thoughts tonight? What is it that you think that she can do concerning this tradition that is literally holding her back from getting married, particularly because it's her sister who was heartbroken? Would it be inconsiderate? No, I say that very carefully, because would it be inconsiderate for her to insist on getting married, even if her younger sister doesn't heal or anything, or doesn't heal early enough? Would it be too insensitive of her to do that? Because truthfully, it's a weird tradition. Tradition is not their tradition. It is the tradition, and it's good for them. I don't know how it works, but if it has lasted for a while, then maybe it works for them for some reason I do not know about. But in this case, it's not being beneficial to Tara, and it's literally affected her. Now, one person on one hand is heartbroken and depressed because a 2-year relationship ended and the man actually left her to marry somebody else. And the other hand, there's somebody who wants to get married but is being held back now by the person who's being heartbroken. Who's now, imagine one person is heartbroken because they left you. The other person will now be heartbroken and depressed because they won't let you get married before your elder sister. I mean, like Mr. Darlington said, it's not working for both parties. And if they're not careful, if the parents are not careful, they will have two unmarried young ladies in their house. And I do not think that this is what they want. I don't think that this is what they want. Well, let me know what you think about the story tonight. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. Remember, you can also send a text message or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. This is Adult Conversations on Women Radio 91.7.
Come on, Lagos. Turn it all the way up. Ladies and gentlemen, women talk on WFM 91.7. Have you been a victim of corruption? Do you want to report how corruption affects you and your community? Send an SMS or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 2023 general election don't come. Time don't come to move Nigeria forward with our votes. Make we join hands together and vote for better candidates. Candidates wey no dey use women play. Candidates wey carry woman matter for head. Women o, make una get una permanent voters card, PVC. Make we vote. We address the Women Empowerment Foundation and Women Women Rights Watch for bring una this message. Bishirin ɗan uwana mata, ke ma'aikaciya ce ko ɗaliba ko mai sana'a ko manomiya ko ƙungiyar mai sana'a cikin gidanta domin kura dama ta samu. Rediyon mata wato Women Radio ta tarar muku da ƙungiya na masu sana'a iri daban-daban a cikin jihohin da ke Najeriya. Ƙungiyar rediyon mata na matuƙar kulawa da harkokin mata domin ganin cewa mata masu sana'a sun samu karɓuwa da ci gaba a cikin al'umma ta hanyar tallata musu hajojinsu ba tare da biyan komai ba. Ko kuma ku shiga shafinmu na wannan ƙungiya a Facebook. Idan kuka kasance memba ɗin wannan ƙungiya, akwai kyauta da garaɓasa da ake samu a dukkan
show what I know. The same one in your job. If we don't know what I do, the same is all I'm calling it. I don't know. Because I'm sure the radio matter. Plenty women they talk say should I make us still come for this 10 o'clock? We are just in the for because this man on the house is 6 o'clock. What the woman look for Nigeria market? That's all woman look for me. Tell me, say, madam, I've been part them is looking for corner. Now, house wife. Imagine, oh, my sisters. What did this man say? Now, respect that. People like no, because we don't tire. Respect one. Love one thing. On top the program now, woman matter. We dey gist every matter when concern women. Whether na inside life matter, relationship talk, political yarn, business, or women health matter, e dey breakfast for ground. Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. for Ogbonge Women Radio, 91.7. Now, woman matter, na every for here.
Think you know current affairs? Are you a guru in mathematics? Can you name all the countries in the world? Is your pronunciation or spelling top notch? Elementary school. Women Radio WFM 91.7 is a program that takes you on a learning ride into the world of English, mathematics, art, and much more. Radio School.
Thursdays, 3:05 p.m. Radio School is supported by City of Knowledge Academy.
Twenty-two minutes to 8 to 7, 22 minutes to 7 on Women Radio 91.7. And this is still Adult Conversations, where we share real life issues and discuss matters relating to the heart. If you are just tuning in, you're perfectly welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening on Adult Conversations. Tonight, we're profiling the story of Tara. So, Tara is telling us tonight that she is in a weird situation. Her sister is 31. Her sister was supposed to get married 2 months ago to her boyfriend of almost 2 years. But this boyfriend, out of the blue, just broke up with her sister and married another girl. Now, her sister is so heartbroken, so depressed, doesn't even know what to do. And at this point, feels like she's done with relationship because she's saying she's not going to get into any other relationship anytime soon. Now, the problem with her sister saying this is that Tara's family has a tradition in which the older girls must marry first. The older girls must marry before the younger ones. Now, Tara, on the other hand, who is 27, has a boyfriend that has been talking about marriage to her. Her boyfriend is willing to marry Tara, has been willing to marry Tara since last year, has been wanting to marry her. But they were waiting on this particular wedding to go. They wanted the wedding to become past tense, and then they will start planning their own wedding. Now, Tara's parents are asking her to calm down and give her sister some time to heal. Then, before planning their wedding, then they can start planning their wedding. Tara says she's not getting any younger, and her boyfriend is complaining, like, babe, what's taking so long? I don't understand what's taking so long. And then she's saying, what do I do, please? What do I do? Now, remember, Tara's sister is the person that this happened to, this heartbreak, this sad situation. Now, there was someone who sent a message earlier saying that something must have been wrong for a 2-year relationship. Okay, I'm going to read it the way it is. It's difficult to do away with the family tradition, but I think there's a good reason a 2-year relationship didn't work out. It will surprise you that Tara's sister was the side chick for the whole of that 2 years, and she didn't even know. Believe me, it happens. When people say that men ask, you know precisely what I'm talking about. And they know exactly what they're saying. because they've had terrible experiences. I actually heard of a story very recently of somebody that this happened to, and it hurt her more because this particular woman was a single mother. So she just felt that this man was her life. This man was the one that God had finally sent to her to wipe away her tears from everything that had happened with all the previous guys in her life that didn't take her seriously, that didn't want her because she was a single mom. And she thought this guy was that gift from God. But this guy was just using her sexually and warming his way her daughter's life just because he just wanted her. He was in a relationship that he was going to get married. As a matter of fact, when he met this lady, he was already in that relationship. So she has not even been main chick from any day. She has been side chick from day one. And this man did not say anything about it. And of course, she didn't figure it out either. Because if she did, I'm pretty sure she would not feel the way she's feeling. I mean, she would have figured it out and she would have walked away. But she didn't walk away because she didn't know. Not only to get in, as a matter of fact, now that I'm talking about the story, I can remember that how she even found out. Because even up until the night before the wedding, the man was still messaging her, calling her baby. Oh, I miss you. I'd like to see you soon. They were still booking appointments that, okay, when next you come back from the break that you've taken from your trip, when you're saying, oh, I'm going on a trip, on business trip, that type of thing. When you come back from your trip, then we'll see. That's what she kept calling it, a trip, because she thought he traveled. But in reality, he did travel, but he traveled to get married. Now, she found out because she didn't even know this person, this her mutual friend, this her friend rather, knew this guy from another place, from school or something. So this guy was on that person's WhatsApp contacts and he was posting about the wedding. He was posting, the wedding, the suits, how everything goes now at weddings. He posted about it and only to post it. And then this friend uploaded the status. You know how that works. This is my story long. This friend, you see somebody's status and you're like, oh, this is so nice. And then you do a screenshot or you save the person's status and then repost it. So it was in that reposting that this lady's friend found out about it and said, not be your guy, be this. Your guy over the hang out, so they see you with. Not be your guy, they marry so. And that's how she found out. Now, that relationship had lasted, I think, about a year and some months. So believe me, sometimes when men want to do this, they know precisely what it is that they're doing. This is not to say that all men are that way, believe me, because they're not. There are actually really good men out there. And hopefully, if you're single right now, you will get somebody that appeals to you, somebody that will treat you like the queen that you are. That's the only thing I can say right now. Well, I do have to say this. This is I said I had to read out this story or I had to express this story in reference to the person who said there has to be a good reason a 2-year relationship didn't work out. You're right about that, but that doesn't apply to this particular story. He basically walked out and married somebody else. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was dating this person all along. I wouldn't be surprised. The story is not focused on this. The story is focused on the fact that Tara's elder sister, who's 31, is the one that is caught in this situation now. And I can only understand, I can imagine how she feels because she's right at that age where people will start saying, just like this person is saying, 2-year relationship didn't work out. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. You're the problem. When in reality, this man just didn't want her and left. So I can only imagine how depressed she is because these are the kind of thoughts that will be going through her mind. That after you promise me marriage, you promise me love, you promise me to be the one for me, and just going through everything. Believe me, heartbreaks are not sweet. Particularly if you really cared about the person, are not sweet. They're not your kettle of fish. They're not icing on the cake. It has no flavor. Heartbreak is just terrible. It's terrible. But now, as a result of Tara's sister's heartbreak, Tara is suffering for it as well. because now she can't get married because their family tradition has to be upheld. And the family tradition basically says all the older girls must marry before the younger girls. I don't know where that's coming from, but that's what she says. Now, if this older sister, the one who's 31, the one who's recently heartbroken, is so terrible, she's so depressed, and she's saying, I'm never going to go into a relationship again. I'm just done with men. I'm not doing this. How do you think her younger sister, who wants to get married so badly, would feel? It would be a terrible disaster. And I don't even know where it would begin. It would be a humongous disaster because now Tara is talking about the fact that her boyfriend is complaining. Ma, we don't date dance, yes. Don't they ready to marry you since last year? Both of them now don't they wait. We say, okay, oh, when this my sister gets married this year, we go just plan the wedding, do our own marriage this same year. Now they look. So basically, her boyfriend is looking at the whole issue and is not pleased with this situation. He's not pleased with this situation. But what do you want Tara to do? Because now it also feels like she's standing right at the middle of her boyfriend. I mean, right at the middle of her, yes, boyfriend and her sister. Her boyfriend is on one hand basically telling her, look, babe, I know how this might feel. I know she's your sister, but you have to do something about this. We can't wait for her to heal. Only God knows how long that will take. And then on the other hand, there's just this whole situation that looks like, oh, it's so hard to surmount. What is the advice to Tara? What is the advice to Tara? If this was you, what would you do? What would you do? What would you do at this point? Because Tara is saying that her parents are pleading with her to wait for her sister to heal, if you say so. All right, there's this one coming in from Choma from Gasline. Choma is saying, please give her some time to gather herself back. Talk to your boyfriend. He will understand. When she's recovered, you need to go and talk to her privately. Okay? Okay, so a private conversation is better according to you, rather than it's like ironing my dirty. I mean, just putting my dirty linen in public, that type of thing. All right, all right. You know, still talking about this particular story, it's bewildering how sometimes you still find certain cultures in certain places and you don't even know what that is happening. Imagine just traveling and landing in your location. Maybe you went to a Boeing or one of the stories that are understated but are very good. And you don't know anybody there, but the only person you know is saying, I'm heartbroken, I'm tired, I need to hiring you. So it will definitely be stressful. It will most definitely be stressful. But does this mean that she can't do the job? Does this mean she can't do the job? No, she's killing it at the job. But the thing is, her boyfriend wants to get married to her. Her boyfriend wants to get married to her, but she can't tell him all that's going on because it's a difficult situation. I, for one, don't even know how to believe. I don't even know where to start beginning to say, okay, I don't know what I did here. I'm confused here. I don't know. I really don't know. So I don't know how we're going to fix this, but this definitely needs to work out. This definitely needs to work out. So 07000 is the number to call. 07000 That's the number to call. So go ahead and call in 07000 That's the number to call. So go ahead and call in 07000 That's the number to call. It's a pretty simple, straightforward question. Like I said, nothing unnecessarily problematic. So, looking at it from that perspective, trying to understand the situation of things, and then now involving all these baba or no baba, one thing, the two things. At the end of the day, asking yourself, hey, God, I know could just marry this guy, so I know could just marry this my boyfriend in peace and harmony, make a carry myself come up because this is a tradition. It don't they get us to be. Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay, please call us back if you can. Call back 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. That's the number to call. Make sure you send in a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. All right. I want to hear from you on this particular one. What do you think? Hello, good evening. Good evening. Please, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Please, I need more volume from you. I can't hear you. Okay, you don't want to tell us where you're calling from? Okay. Well, Alex, please go ahead. Alex, please, I need you to be louder. I'm struggling to hear you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Prayers are most definitely important. I don't even know how much I can say about that. Prayers are so important. And if you're looking at it from the lens of what is going on right now with what is going on right now with the whole situation of Tara, and then you would ask yourself, is this something I'm ready to take? Is this something I'm ready to take? Is this something I'm ready to live with? Now, and I'm saying this because, sometimes you have no idea that your family has such traditions until somebody's about to get married, and then you start hearing all these different things. And I'm wondering, wait, no, I'm not really understanding like what is going on, and it makes you wonder what really is going on. All right, all right, all right. This is still Adult Conversations on Women Radio 91.7. We're live streaming on Facebook and on YouTube. So, of course, you can join the conversation. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. All right. So, given what you know now, given what you know now about music in general, let me ask if there's any situation where you've heard about something like this. And I'm saying music because sometimes the music world has like some weird, you know some weird takes on certain issues. So I don't know if this would have been somebody's point of view on something. So yeah, you're just wondering, okay, what's going on? Why is everybody behaving this way? What is this? What is that? And then before you know it, everybody's back to status quo like nothing ever happened. But then there's this girl on the other hand, Tara on the other hand, who is not living a good life because she feels she's not married to the love of her life. So it's really going to be a crazy situation. But the tradition now, do you think that this tradition can be something that Tara can be called out of or can be punished for? What do you think? What do you think? The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. Looking at this situation, I can only imagine what's going on through her mind. What's going on through her mind and how she's thinking about this. Because it's one thing to say, oh, um, I want to get married, or it's one thing to say, I'm going to get married. But when you hit that roadblock, sometimes you remember that, oh, it's not about you, it's about the character. It's not about this, it's not about that, it's not about this. So there are plenty talk. But that character now no come pre-inform them say about this. So there are plenty talk. But that character now no come pre-inform them say uh Tara's sister, our boyfriend no our wedding no go hold daddy. So there's just so many layers to this, but I want to hear your thoughts. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. So 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Send in a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. What do you think about this story tonight? She's asking, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I mean, what do I do? Honestly speaking, what do you suggest? What do you suggest she does? Has it happened to you, or you know anyone that this has happened to? What else does she do that could be a contributing factor to this thing? Because 2 years relationship, we've not taken away, never say no fiscal out, but as that 2 years, you could done the reason say everything done the everything they do okay. So make her just propose to this person. But if you don't they pass, if you don't they enter 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, before you know it, it's not a thing anymore. It's not a thing anymore. And imagine something so beautiful on your D Day, and that's when your man decided to do something so crazy. Hello, good evening. Hello, hello, are you there? Okay, kindly call back if you can. Please call back if you can. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. 07000 917 917. Just stay right here with me as we discuss this particular story tonight. What are your thoughts? Hello, good evening. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Folakemi, thank you so much for calling. Please go ahead. Hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Folakemi. You know, that's a really good idea, but the question here is how long? How long? How long do we know that it will take for her to heal? We don't know. We don't know how long it will take. And then because we don't know how long it will take, you can't put the timeline to it and say that, okay, let's start here and end here. And maybe I'll call you back, or my boyfriend and I would re strategize in another 3 months. We'll come back. Hopefully, you would have been better. I don't know if that's the way that works. It's going to be a really tricky situation. But for like I'm saying, consider your sister. She's in a world of pain right now. So give her some time. Give her some time and just wait until she has healed for a little bit. Just wait until she has healed for a little bit. I want to hear from you. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also send in a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. Now, as we proceed, it's definitely important to do a recap, and I'm just going to quickly do this. So it's 1 minute to 7. It's 1 minute to 7, and this is still Adult Conversations on Women Radio 91.7. Tonight, we're profiling the story of Tara. Tara is basically talking to us about the fact that she wants to get married. Her boyfriend has been ready for marriage or ready to marry her since last year. But now the thing that's keeping them waiting is the fact that Tara's elder sister, who's 31, is in a difficult situation because her boyfriend just broke up with her. A boyfriend that she was dating for 2 years recently broke up with her to marry another girl. So, of course, Tara's sister is heartbroken and very depressed and doesn't know what to do. As a matter of fact, she's saying she doesn't think she's getting into any relationship anytime soon. Now, Tara, of course, it won't be easy to hear that kind of assertion, particularly because now because of you, they wait make we do our own wedding. You know. You will be 31, you don't already want marry, remain small in this target thing ain't happen now, just cut everything. But me, my own boyfriend, don't they ready since to my boyfriend don't they ready since to marry me. But now because of you, we they wait because tradition for this our family talks here. Now only the older girls got married first. So now where we don't dey wait your own wedding, you know come wedding because they serve you breakfast. No, we say breakfast not a good thing, but you understand what I'm trying to say. It's not a good thing and it really hurts, but it's now holding Tara back. So how is she supposed to feel? Whose side is she supposed to take on this? Her boyfriend is complaining already, and this could potentially lead to a breakup. So it's a tricky situation, and Tara wants your advice. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 Also, you can send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, Vera. Thank you very much for calling. Please go ahead, Vera. What is your advice for Tara? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Thank you so much, Vera. Thank you for calling. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. But Vera is saying, look, just be patient, just a little bit more patient, a little bit, at least for your sister to have begun the process of healing. So she's saying maybe you should wait about 3 months, then talk to your sister, talk to your parents. See, talking to her sister is something that's doable. But the tradition really lies in the hands of the parents. Changing that tradition lies in the hands of our parents. Do you think that's something they're willing to change? Hello, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name, please? John. Okay, where are you calling from, John? Okay. All right, John, please go ahead. What's your contribution? I can hear you, John. Go ahead. John, I can hear you. I can hear you. Do you have advice for Tara? All right, you don't. Okay. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Please speak louder. Could you speak louder, please? Thank you. I'm fine, very well. I'm fine, thank you. Bayo from Aripo, thank you for calling. Please go ahead, Bayo. What's your advice to Tara? Huh? But Bayo, you know one give advice for person where the profile her story. Now really your own relationship with your friend. Okay, why you're looking for a relationship, okay? How do you think I can help you with that? Okay, you're talking about the program that used to bring people together. Mm, all right. Well, you know what you're going to do, Bio? Just send in a message. Send in a message, your name, your age, what you do for a living, the kind of person you're looking for, the kind of woman that you're looking for. No, don't worry. Don't say it on air. Don't say it on air. Just send us a message, okay? Yes, send us a message to the text line 0703 175. Okay. Are you ready? 0703 03 175 6537. Yes, that's it. Mm-hmm. That's it. Thank you very much. Yes, it's a WhatsApp number. You can send a WhatsApp message, you can send a text message. Excuse me? Yes. All right. Send in that text and then we'll work our way up from there. Okay. Now, this is an interesting point of view, and this is I'm referencing what John said earlier. No, I think this was Vera who said this, that she should just be patient. Now, talking to her parents might do something good. It might do something good. But do you think her parents will be willing to change this tradition? Do you think they'll be willing to change this tradition? Do you think that they can be talked out of this? And I'm asking because, honestly speaking, this is a difficult place to be in. It's a really difficult place to be in. I can only imagine wanting to be married. My boyfriend is ready. I'm 27 and I want to get married early. I mean, I'm just about the right age of getting married, or at least society's right age. And the person who is holding me back is my blood. Like the person blood, it gets us to be very lie. But it is the making of their family tradition. This is the making of their family tradition. This is without mincing words, what their family tradition has brought upon them. And every family has their own traditions, believe me, whether or not it's set in stone. I mean, whether or not it's written down for the world to see or it's an unspoken tradition, it's there. It's there in that family. So, in this case, this one is something that at right now, maybe with Tara's eldest sister, that's the one that got married first before this one who was supposed to get married. Maybe it worked, maybe everything just worked. It has always been working. That has never really been an issue. But this time, it's a major problem. it's a major problem. And this problem is not necessarily going anywhere because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because Tara would not want to lose her boyfriend and end up not getting married at all because her sister is depressed. So something has to give. What do you think tonight? The number is 07000 Send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. All right, I'm going to read this one coming from, okay, let me take this call first. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell me your name and where you're calling from, please. Hello, Blessing. Thank you for calling. How are you doing? That's precisely why I answered like that. It has been a while. I'm fine, thank you. I hope you're fine too. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Most definitely. Thank you very much, Blessing. Thank you for calling. Okay, so Blessing is saying you might need to talk to your parents, Tara. You might need to talk to your parents. You might need to let them understand that this particular situation is unique and they have to treat it in a unique way. You might need to speak to them, let them understand what's going on, and the fact that as much as you're being considerate of your sister, you don't want to lose your man as well. So they might have to come to a compromise because of you. And if they're not willing to come to that compromise, you can speak to other relatives that can speak to them to help bring them to that point where they're willing to make that compromise. Hello, good evening. Hello, hello. Okay, please call back if you can. Call back if you can. I'm going to read this quick message, and this one is coming in from Ceci Otegbayo from Agor Palasway of Kota, Lagos. Ceci says, this situation happened to a friend of mine some time ago. I'm talking about 12 years ago. She came to me that year for advice that her boyfriend is ready for marriage and her elder sister does not have time for any relationship at all. All she does is work, work, work. Now, Ceci, the blonde, crazy babe, with her wild advice, but always the best, with her wild advice, but always the best advice. I told her to get pregnant for the guy and tell her mom that she's even trying to terminate the pregnancy. Remember that that's illegal. I have to point that out. That's illegal in Nigeria and, of course, in other countries, in some other countries. So, but she played her card right. The pregnancy was not terminated, and before the pregnancy started getting obvious, the marriage was done. Mission accomplished. Auntie just got married 2 years ago, while my friend is nursing her tired child in Canada. Okay, use your lady power, Tara. This is actually a very unique form of advice. I'm not even sure how this kind of thought process came about, but Cersei is basically saying Tara should get pregnant for her boyfriend. That maybe if she does that, then her parents are not going to be able to say no anymore, and then the marriage can happen. As much as this is a very tenable advice, this is something that people do in today's world. Is this really the right thing to do? Hello, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name, please? Okay, thank you very much. So, what do we think about this? Do we think this is right? I mean, on a lot of levels, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about this. I don't know. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. Pregnancy can be a big deal. It's always a big deal, particularly when you're not sure what way the tide will turn at the end of the day. You don't know if your family will try to hide you somewhere, if they'll try to fly you abroad or take you to one village somewhere for you to stay with one relative that you haven't seen in 50 years, just so that they can hide the pregnancy and then bring you back so that maybe you can you literally don't know what their reaction is going to be. Now, if this kind of thing don't happen before, maybe your elder sister get belle before she get married, hey, then if you understand, say, okay, now the kind of thing we prompt this kind of talk with that. But you never tell us, no, it's say this kind of thing don't happen for your family before. Maybe just start from there. You never tell us, say this kind of thing don't happen for your family before. So for you to be most probably the first person that this would happen to, I don't know. But that's what Ceci is saying. That's Ceci's point of view. What do you think? What do you think? Honestly, what do you think? I'm getting different bits and pieces of where people's heads are at, and it's a crazy situation. Oh, that was corrected. Um, Cersei actually said, "Auntie, just this auntie, this, and by auntie I mean this auntie of the senior sister, the elder sister that was working, and did not have time for a relationship, just got married 2 years ago. And then this friend that Sensi gave this advice to is nursing her third child in Canada, her third child, number three. So it worked for her, but does it mean it will work for Tara? Does that mean it will work? Is there any assurance that it would? Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening. Try to call me back if you can. Try to call me back if you can. 18 minutes past 7 on Women Radio 91.7. 7 on Women Radio 91.7. And it's getting it's getting hotter. The pressure is getting worse. If you're very conversant with social media of recent, you'll be very, very, very familiar with that phrase I just used. Hello, good evening. I already said you should send a message bio, and you already did that. So let me respond to that message in good time. Thank you. All right. So 07000 917 is the number to call. You can also send in a text message or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. So, what do you think tonight about this particular story? Do you think this could work? Do you think her boyfriend can wait? Do you think Tara's boyfriend can wait? Because, and when you say wait, for how long? It doesn't say when. There's no calendar to how much you're hurting. There's no calendar to say, oh, I'm not really doing this, or let me just tie scarf, or let me just. There's not much of that. There's not much of that. So it's important that you take care of yourself. It's very important. But what do you think about the parents' point of view? Do you think the parents will give in if something like this is pitched to them? That, oh, they don't want to marry in the garden, they want to marry maybe in the church. I don't know what the semantics are, but right now it's a very tricky one because this her sister is boyfriendless because she was actually severely heartbroken on that same day. So it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. And it makes you see that she's struggling to cope. She's struggling to cope, which is why the story says she's heartbreaking and depressed. She's struggling to cope with that. It takes a while. It takes a while. It really does take a while. So hopefully you're very how do I put this now? Hopefully you're in that space where you can give us good advice concerning this. Good advice concerning this. You are in that position. Let's talk. What do you think about this? What do you think about it? Do you think there's a better way to do this? Do you think not? What do you think? What do you think? If you know me personally, you know precisely what kind of Bible I'm carrying around right now because some of these things, some of these stories are just mind blowing. You don't know where to begin, you don't know where to end, and it's a very tricky one. It's a very tricky one. I don't even know where this will go in future, but I can only imagine trying to be like, in that understanding of the situation. After a while or more, you just realize, yeah, nobody say I know they commiserate with you, or I know they consolidate with you, or I know they pity you, I know they help you do certain things, but you don't tell me. What would be the case then? So I don't even know where to start, where to begin. I must say that this is definitely a good platform for people to speak about these issues and fashion a solution. Fashion a solution that works for them. But I will say this as well. It's not a let me try and phrase it the right way. It's not a curse for there to be a tradition like this. But if the tradition that exists like this is not being updated or evolved, if that tradition does not evolve at all, that's where the problem really lies. That's where the problem really lies at the end of the day. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to just go away anytime soon. It will go away when you put in the work. It will go away when you're happy with where you are. And concerning her sister won't be depressed this way forever. It's not going to happen. She won't be depressed this way forever. She will just buy herself some time to heal, really spend some time on healing, because who would have thought this would happen to you this morning? So, well, I don't know what your thoughts are concerning this, but I would like to hear them. I would love to hear them. I would love to hear them. All right. This particular story is very tricky, and I'll read it directly as she sent it so that I don't miss anything out. It's 23 minutes past 7, and we're still talking about her story. Now, this is the story of Tara tonight. This is the story of Tara, and she's at this point where she's saying, my boyfriend is complaining. My boyfriend wants to get married, but my sister did not get married when she was supposed to, which is complicating matters for me because tradition says in my family that the elder ones go first, the elder ones marry first. So it's now exceedingly difficult for Tara herself to even talk about her marriage plans. But now her parents have told her, give her some time, give your sister some time before you start planning the wedding. Now I'm hoping that this is give her some time before you start planning the wedding, not give her some time to heal and enter into a relationship before you start planning. Hello, good evening. What are your thoughts tonight? The number to call is 07000 Make sure to send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. What do you think? What do you think? I want to hear from you. This is still Adults Conversations on Women Radio 91.7. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. What are your thoughts tonight on this particular story? What do you think should happen right now? How do you think Tara can navigate this particular issue with her family and the tradition and the fact that it's now holding her back in some way? It's now holding her back in some way from getting married to the person she loves. What is your suggestion? How do you think she can scale through this? How do you think it works out for her at the end of the day? Because this is a difficult situation. Hello, good evening. Thank you very much for calling. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, Victoria from Ibafo. Thank you for calling. All right, please go ahead. Hmm, hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hear you. I hear you. I hear precisely what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Thank you so much, Victoria. Victoria is saying to speak to the parents. That Tara should speak to the parents because now it's actually her parents that are the custodians of these traditions. I mean, it's her parents that are literally telling her that, oh, wait some time for your sister to heal before you start planning the wedding. Now, anything can change. Anything can change in 2 weeks. Anything can change in 1 month. Anything can change at any point in time. So being in that space where you don't know what the future holds, you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know if it's going to wake you up one morning and say, "Oh, I'm not getting married anymore. I want us to leave." You don't know what the case is going to be, but now your parents are asking that you hold on, that you hold off on what you want to do, pending when your sister heals. I'm not even sure if I would do that as a sister. I'm not sure if I would do that. So it's basically a very dicey situation. You know, if you are saying one side they sit on one leg, the other one they sit on the other leg. You know, both of them know there's balance. And I'm saying this because the same tradition that made your elder ones get married and everything's good for them. That's the same tradition now that's biting you in the foot. So it's really, really not easy. It's not easy whatsoever. But what do you think tonight? What do you think tonight? Oh, 7,917,917. Well, that's the number to call. Oh, 7,917,917. Send in a text or a WhatsApp message to you on 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. So, what do you think? What do you think about the work of art? What do you think about it? And what do you think is the solution to this particular story by Avenger?
day of work, full of deadlines, computers, and phones. It's time to relax.
You're tuned in to Women Radio 91.7.
Mr. Johnson, I'm here for my money.
Papa landlord, I'm very sorry. My wife is very sick, and I have spent all the money I have.
I've been telling you to ensure the health of you and your family with a reliable HMO.
Reliable HMO. Which of them can I go?
Ike's Medicare HMO Limited. They are one of the accredited health maintenance organizations with thousands of quality and accredited healthcare providers nationwide on their network. They have corporate plan, retail plan, student plan, and even community-based health plan. Also, their premium is pocket friendly.
Please, where are they located?
Their office is located at number 2 Osho Street, off Webi Link Bridge, off of Webi Road, Ikeja, Lagos. Their phone number is 080 93 555 863 or 080 32 63 9058. Their website is www.ivesmedicare.com. Ives Medicare, health protection in your colors.
My children are surprises. Adane buys my favorite 3 Crowns milk regularly. And as for Chinedu, that one makes it great with monthly upkeep. They even plan to take me to Dubai someday soon, so I can see Burj Khalifa and other fine places.
Win your mom a trip to Dubai. Buy 3 Crowns Milk products worth 2,000 naira. Write a note to say thank you to your mom. Post it on www.3crowns.com.ng and she could be one of the lucky winners to Dubai. Terms and conditions apply. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
2023 general election don't come home. Time don't come to move Nigeria forward with our votes. Make we join hands together and vote for better candidates. Candidates wey no dey use women play. Candidates wey carry woman matter for head. Women o, make una get una permanent voters card, PVC. Make we vote.
The Voice of Women Empowerment Foundation and Women Radio 91.7 bring una this message.
Oh yeah, give the left and right, son.
You think you know Nigeria's biggest news?
Yes, I do the problem.
Get in the ring on the Big Huge Show every weekday from 4 to 5 p.m. on WFM 91.2. Be ready. Get down out.
Radio Doctor, your free phone-in health consultation program. Every Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m. brings you family health.
It was discovered that people who are lacking in vitamin D are usually more likely to become depressed.
Call in to get free consultation on family health on 07917 917 or 090-256-25455. You can send in questions, cases, and related contributions on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WFM917. Text and WhatsApp on 0703 175 6537. You can listen live online at www.wfm917.com. Radio Doctor, Nigeria's first free consultation radio health program on WFM 91.7, the voice of women.
The big question. Why?
Everything I've been cream.
Conversation, controversial, and borderline disruptive. The big question.
Mondays to Fridays, 12:05 p.m.
On your Women Radio, WFM 91.7.
24 minutes to 8 on Women Radio 91.7. And this is still Adult Conversations. Tonight, the story we're profiling is that of Tara. And Tara is telling us in this case that her sister just got dumped by her boyfriend of 2 years. And she was actually going to marry this man. But this man left her and went to marry another girl. So her sister is in a terrible state of heartbreak and depression. And at this point, she's even talking about never getting into another relationship, or at least not getting into another relationship anytime soon. But the problem with this, and this is why I'm talking about this, is because it affects Tara in its own way. Tara's family has a tradition that it's the older girls that must marry first. So Tara and her boyfriend have been dating, they're engaged and ready to marry. They've been ready to marry since last year, but they've been waiting for Tara's sister to get through her wedding, and then they start planning their own wedding. But now that this has happened, it has put Tara in a difficult position. And her boyfriend is already complaining. Her boyfriend's already complaining about the fact that, oh, so I have to wait, or what the case is. So it's a tricky situation, and Tara says she needs your advice. What would you advise Tara to do if she were your sister, if she were your friend, if she were your blood, somebody that really, really needed advice and you want to see them do well? What would your advice to her be? Because right now, she needs counseling, she needs advice, she needs to be spoken to at this point because she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't want to be caught up in a rough place, such as her boyfriend leaving her. She doesn't want to be caught in that kind of space. At the same time, she doesn't want to be caught up in a place where she's displeasing her parents and doing something against their wishes. So it's a very, very thin line. But what is it that she can do? What do you think she should do in a way to ease the whole process out? The number to call is 07000 I can still take a couple of calls before I go. 07000 What do you think about the story tonight? What do you think can be done? What do you think can be done? 07000 And it's pretty much a major issue because Tara wants to get married. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Please, can you be louder? Hello, John. Thank you for calling. Where are you calling from? Okay, please go ahead. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Thank you for sharing your story, John. Thank you so much for that. All right, that's John Sunday, and to a large extent, he's saying that parents should really look into these traditions and abolish them, completely abolish them. This is what Mr. Darlington was saying earlier in the course of the conversation. Abolish these traditions that are not beneficial to anyone. Somebody actually woke up one morning and said, twins are not of God, twins are evil, and that people should kill one of the twins if they are ever born. And it took a Mary Cecil coming in to say, look, this is not the case. Twins are actually gifts. And here we are today. A lot of people asking God for twins. He's saying our parents need to abolish these traditions because he actually has experienced this before. And he kept saying, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to be in Tara's shoes right now. So he's advising Tara to just keep praying. She should be patient and she should keep praying. Sometimes that might look like no action at all, but believe me, that's the strongest action. What are your thoughts tonight? And this one is a message coming in from Oluwatoyin from Ikorodu. Oluwatoyin is saying, my advice is this. In as much as Tara needs to speak to her parents, she also needs to speak to the sister as well. This is a time her sister can come through for her by speaking with her parents on her behalf if she truly loves her kid's sister. If the affected person has no issue with Tara getting married, I think the parents will also come through and see reason with the girls. God's time is the best for everyone, irrespective of any tradition. Ah, thank you so much for that. Coming from Oluwatoyin from Ikorodu, there was actually a message earlier who talking about speaking to the sister and the parents, but you've just really dissected why she needs to speak to the sister. The sister in this case is the 31-year-old. Tara herself is 27, and it's the 31-year-old who was jilted. It's a 31-year-old who was in a 2-year relationship, was practically on the verge of getting married, and the guy left her and got married to somebody else. So she's the one that is hurt. She's the one that is depressed right now. And she's the reason that Tara's parents are telling her to hold on for her sister to heal. So Oluwatoyin from Ikorodu is saying, if you can talk to your sister and your sister can actually be on your side on this one, if your sister can find a way to push through her current struggles and hear you out, and take your side on this. As a matter of fact, even speak with your parents on your behalf to let them know that she, the affected one, she, the one who has been jilted and broken up with and served breakfast and is currently going through a heartbreak, if she is okay with her younger sister getting married, then her parents should be okay with it too. Now, her parents might be more inclined to listen to her because, number one, she's the older sister right now out of Tara and she. And the second reason is because she's the one who is actually heartbroken. She's the reason that Tara's parents are telling her to wait. So if the reason Tara's parents are telling her to wait is the same person saying, oh man, mommy, there's no need for her to, same person saying, oh man, mommy, there's no need for her to wait anymore, and we still need that reason to celebrate. So why not let Tara get married, and God will do what God will do from then on. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on that? Because trust me, it behoves on that family to take action and do something in a way that it would favor Tara at the end of the day. Tara, her parents, and her sister are the biggest players in this particular situation. And the people who make the final decision at the end of the day, like it or not, are Tara's parents. So if Tara or her sister cannot get through to her parents, it will be extremely difficult for her parents to rescind this particular tradition and start a new one with Tara. So, could this work? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But this is definitely worth a try. This is definitely worth a try because right now, there's really no way home for Tara because she is the one who this has finally come down to really hit at the end of the day. Her boyfriend is complaining, having waited for a while, and she just wants to get married and get her life together and start a new life with her man. She didn't plan for this to happen. So it's not going to be easy. But can her parents turn this around? Hello, good evening. Okay. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can understand. I mean, I can understand. You're looking at it from Tara's perspective, but you also know you're feeling it better because this happened to you as well. Thank you so much, John. Thank you very much for calling. I said this earlier and I'll say it again. He has good reason to be upset. He has good reason to be upset. Tara has good reason to be upset because believe it or not, it's hard, just as it is hard for Tara's sister to cope right now because she's heartbroken and the guy she was going to marry left her to marry somebody else. Not left her to date somebody else, but left her to marry somebody else. Just as her sister is heartbroken because of that. Believe me, Tara is also bleeding. Her heart is bleeding because of this new reality that she has to cope with as a result of her sister's misfortune as at this time. Now, it's not easy. According to John, John is saying he had been through that. And this is why you can tell that he's hurting on behalf of Tara. So he's saying we need to focus this attention on our parents. We need to talk to them. We need to let them know that some of these traditions that were set up long before we were born makes literally no sense. And I'm not going to miss words saying this. It makes no sense. Let the person marry who they will marry. That's one. Let them marry when they will marry. Let them marry when they will marry. There are cases where the last born got married before the eldest one. There are cases where the middle child got married before the eldest one. There are cases where the elder sister got married last. And no evil befell that family. No plague came near their dwelling. So can we just call a spade a spade? Hello, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Okay, very quickly now because we need to wrap up. Please, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Caroline. Thank you for calling. How are you? I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Hmm. 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 Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Thank you so much, Caroline. And that's the final piece of advice that we're taking tonight. Believe me, I want to be able to take more and more calls, but at the moment, I'm not going to be able to do that because we need to wrap up. The truth is, Tara is in a difficult situation. It's not beautiful, it's not lovely, it's inconceivable what happened to her sister. The fact that the man she was supposed to marry, that she had been dating for 2 years, left her 2 months before the wedding and just married somebody else. How do you think that's okay? It won't be easy to move on. It will not be easy to move on. But in this case, what's the way forward? What's the way forward? Because now it can't be a situation of tradition, 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 even though that's what the story says. It's all about tradition. But if we're being honest, this is a difficult one. And how Tara is going to navigate this, I don't know. But thank you for all the advice that have been given tonight. You've given nuggets after nuggets. You've definitely said one thing after the other in a bid to give Tara the best advice possible tonight. However, we're at that point where we have to say goodnight. And I must say thank you for your contributions. Thank you for sending messages, calling. Thank you, because I believe that Tara will be able to take an informed decision from the advice you've given tonight. On behalf of Tara, I say thank you again and join me, same time, same station, same program, Adult Conversations, tomorrow by 4 p.m. Thank you, tomorrow by 6 to 8 p.m. Pardon me. All right. Thank you very much to my engineers on duty. And my name is Simto Titilayo Ajama. Good evening.